impossible at whose blind word so clear but so unheard.
All right, little Silver Sun pickups. For this moment, waiting for this night. Oh. I hate when I get a lyric wrong. That just stinks. I have an easy exercise for you today, boys and girls. I figure I had put you through the ringer so much lately that I was going to give you one, let you know that you do know what's going on here in case some of you feel that you don't. I bet those are very few, but how about this old school little fella? You just a little feller. By the way, that you've heard me do that a few times. That is from the movie Sling Blade, which is an awesome, and I do mean awesome, film that you should be picking up and viewing. It is rated R, but it's Billy Bob Thornton's finest performance. I took the Kaiser blade. Some folks calls it a sling blade, but I calls it a Kaiser blade. Killed her. The great character named Carl who talks just like that. I do a pretty spot-on Carl impersonation. How much are them French fried taters? I reckon I'll have me some of the little ones. Anyway, Sling Blade, can't recommend it enough. And if you do see it, go back to this video, replay that Carl impersonation, and be like, dang, Ayers does do a good Carl. Now, all I'm going to ask you to do is you look at these 10 sentences, of which you see 6, kind of, is say, hey, what is that underlying clause? Is it adjective or adverb? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So let's do that. Let me blow it up a little. Do those 5, pause, or actually pause it, do those 5. I'll scroll down, you'll do the rest, and then I'll cover the answers. This should be a quickie. Pause it. All right, here are the other 10, or 5 even, to make 10. Pause it. Okay, now we're back here. I should have said the second 5, you have to find the adjective and adverb clause, but I left the directions up there. I'm pretty sure you all can read them. And if you can't, shame on you. I'm booting you out of Accelerated. Okay, first one, that form, Niagara Falls, that adjective clause, marking word. You don't even have the noun clause in here to mess with you. Adjective clause. Now, is this an adverb or is this an adjective? Because it's got that when. When Lake Erie overflowed and formed the Niagara River. Well, we have to look at the rest of the clause. Niagara Falls was carved about 12,000 years ago. Ago is an adverb. And I'm pretty sure when Lake Erie is modifying it because it's telling us, you know, it's talking about ago, when Lake Erie, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to call that an adverb clause because it's modifying the adverb ago. By the way, I'm just taking a stab. Once again, I always work without a net. Let's punch ago into the dictionary. And it says, adverb. Boo! Yeah. Don't mess with me. Do not mess with me. All right. Number 3. As the river flowed over the land to a high cliff. Well, we know as cannot be one of the adjective clause marking words. So it is an adverb clause. And what is it modifying here? Okay. For centuries, prepositional phrase, acting as an adverb, which is modifying cut. So for centuries is modifying cut, and the clause, the adverb clause, is modifying the adverb that for centuries is. Gets a little tricky. Number 4, that extends for 7 miles past the falls, of course, is an adjective clause. That marking word lets us know, and it's modifying a noun there. And finally, so that, and then to the end of volume of water. Well, we got to know that so that is a subordinating conjunction, hence making it an adverb clause. Are you ready for the good news? Anyone who views this now gets the good news. I've taught you how to find noun, adjective, and adverb clauses so that they're easily recognizable. But when the quiz comes, all you're going to have to do is break a sentence down into independent and subordinate. You won't have to tell the difference. Well, Ayers, why did you make us do all that extra work? Well, because it's knowledge, duh, and because I felt that if you could instantly recognize any of these subordinate clauses by going adverb clause, noun clause, you know that it's subordinate, so that makes it easy. You know, facile, as the French or even English would say. And Spanish, too, quite honestly. All right, exercise B, find the clause, write it down. Piece o something. I'm not a big cake eater. Pie. I like me some pecan pie. Remember some of that pecan pie, Jimmy? All right, so this is easy. Boom. Who works at the library? Modifies father. Adjective. Oh, bam. As long as, hello there, subordinating conjunction, fancy finding you here. As long as I have known him, adverb clause. Oh, bida-bida-ba-ba-boom. Comma rule. Even though subordinating conjunction, he is subject verb, it's all there. It's all there. Unless you know him well. Weird subordinating conjunction, the old unless. Not a very common one, but it's probably on your list. I don't know. Maybe they don't have it. Let's punch up the old New Oxford American. Unless. Bam. Conjunction, junction. What? Yo, function. So that is definitely a subordinating conjunction. Unless you know him well. Adverb clause. You might ask. Independent clause. Why doesn't he become a professional musician? Noun clause. Direct object of, you might ask. Man, it's all coming together. Do you feel it coming together? Yes, you didn't need to know that noun clause, but if you did, you can just go ahead and flex your muscle like I am, that you can't see it, and give it a kiss. Right there, because you're a bad grammarian. Bad meaning good. Number 10. He explains, which is very accurate, bada boom, that the noise level of the clubs. All right. This is your adjective clause. Bing, bang, bing, 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 bing. What is this clause? You got two choices, right? Because of the that marking word. That's either an adjective or a noun. I'll give you a second to think about it. Noun clause. It's what he's explaining. What does he explain? That the noise level of the club. So it's a direct object. Booyakasha. Right? Is that right? Right? No! It is not right! Why isn't it right? Oh, he explains independent clause. That the noise level of the clubs is. Holy mackerel! Why, I remember from the noun clause lecture that this has to act as a subject for is. So it is still a noun clause, but it's not the direct object of explains, because that's its own clause. It's the noun of, is, or the subject of, is. Oh my God, and loud is a predicate adjective. Booyakasha. Now, I said it would be easy. It was pretty easy, but numbers 9 and 10, they got a little tricky-dicky Nixon on you there. But hopefully you worked it all out. This concludes the lectures and exercises on subordinate clauses. We now head to the second half of the chapter, which is classification of sentences. It's a good time. I have all the things I could say, but none of them are relevant. So I will see you at the next lecture.